Shalom and welcome to Yeshiva B'nai Noach. This is the beginning biblical Hebrew course. I'm Tom Averna. We're going to wrap up chapter 20 today with the Infinitives and Verbs chapter, verb review chapter with tall tales and the book of Ruth. We'll be taking a look at both of those in this video. Let's get started then with the tall tales, love at first sight, pages 222 to 223 in your book. And this tall tale is a little unusual, or a little different at any rate, in that they've given you blanks and the verb, and you're supposed to fill it in with the correct tense. So I've already done that here as we go through this. So we'll see how it all works out. Let's go ahead and get a pointer up here. Vayehi bayamim hahem yeshav melech ba'aretz velo chayil rav v'nachala rabah eshet hamelech yalda rach bat achat ushma Rivka yadoa yadu kol anshe haaretz ki yom echad tirash Rivka et kol nachlat aviha. So, and it came to pass in those days a king lived. So we have past tense, third person, masculine. Ba'aretz, in the land, and to him, or he had, much power, a lot of power, and a lot of property. The wife of the king, she gave birth, again, past tense, perfect tense, and third person feminine, only, the wife gave birth to only one daughter, and her name was Rivka, or Rebecca. So all of the people of the land will really, or will surely know, that's both of these verbs together with the emphasis, verb of emphasis, will really know that one day Rebecca, she will inherit. So we have the future tense with the third person feminine, which looks very much like the second person masculine, but again, it's the same construction. All, direct object, all of the property of her father. And continuing now, and this next sentence is very convoluted, but let's read it exactly as is, and then we'll kind of see if we need to rearrange it a little bit. So, Al-Kain, therefore, They went out, but the they is, and skip this word for now, all the young men. So therefore, all the young men went out after her. Let me try this one more time. Therefore, all the young men round about went out after her when Rivka was 17. Remember, the bot is just to tell you this is the age of someone. So you ignore it. The daughter of 17 years. So in order to make sense, you really have to this is more or less the object here, or the ending of the sentence. So you can do it if you just translated it straight. That's fine. But what would make more sense in English is, therefore, when Rebecca was 17 years old, all the young men round about went out after her. Again, very, very strange configuration. Continuing on. Hem halachu b'chol yom lirot ota v'hi lo natna et liba elehem. I'm not sure I read the Hebrew first, but that was a strange sentence. So continuing on then. They went, and past tense, they went, every day to see her, and she did not give her heart to them. Okay. Continuing on, Rivka amra lachem lemor lechu na tseu mimeni urdu habaita hema shamu bikola umilfaneha milfanei halchu vayehi ish echad b'shem Yitzchak v'ein lo nachala me'aviv. So Rebecca said to them, please go please go from, or go away from, me, and go down. Again, this is plural. Go down toward the house. And then Hema, they obeyed her and they went from before her. They went away from her. And it came to pass, there was one man by the name of Isaac, and he did not have an inheritance from his father. Okay, so I don't know if I need to go over any of this. But let's go on. V'hu matza et darcho eleha yom echad. Biroto et Rivka ahav ota. V'hu kara la lemor ani ohev otach b'kol levavi. So, and again, it's a little convoluted, but let's read it straight. And he found his way to her one day. Or you might want to start this and just say, and one day he found his way to her. And then on seeing, and the direct object marker, on seeing Rebecca, he loved her. And he called to her, saying, I love you. I love you with all my heart. Ani eten lach et hakol asher uchal latet. Ein li nachala me'avi ach yesh li shetei yadim tovot v'rosh tov ve'ani uchal la'asot lach chayim tovim. So I will give to you everything when I can give it to you. And I do not have an inheritance from my father, but I have two hands, two good hands, and a good head, and I will be able to make for you a good life. Rivka anta lo lamor, beroti otcha gam, ohevet otcha meod, ach lo uchal lekachat ish ad asher eye bat esrim shana. So Rebecca answered him, saying, on my seeing, or when I saw you, I also am loving you, or I also love you very much, or much. But I will not be able to take a man or a husband until until I am 17, I'm sorry, Esrim 20 years old. Until I will be, future tense, until I will be 20 years old. Yitzchak ana la lemor. Naton eten lach et kol levavi ve'et kol nafshi ve'ka'asher tihyi bat esrim echach otach leishti uvishlosh hashani, excuse me, hashanim ha'ele ani elech livnot lanu bayit. So Isaac answered her, saying, I will give to you all of my heart and all of my soul. And when you will be 20 years, or when you will be 20, I will take you for my wife. And in or during these years, I will go to build for us a house, or build a house for us. Continuing on, V'tomer lo Rivka lemor, Zachor na li bechol yom uvchol et belechtecha bederech, b'shiftecha b'bayit, asher ata tivnei v'gam b'shach becha, b'kol halelot b'chol shalosh hashanim. So Rebecca said to him, saying, "Please remember me every day and every time in your walking on the road or on the way, in your sitting in the house, or when you sit in the house, which you will build, and also in your lying down, on all the nights or every night in or during 3 years." And those of you that are familiar with the Shema prayer, you'll recognize some of these words: Belechtecha, B'shachtecha, and B'shachbecha. So when you go out on your way, when you sit in your house, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. Okay. Az lekach Yitzchak et yada betuch. I'm sorry. No, that's right. Betoch yado vihu amar. Ere otach beod shalosh shanim. Vihu yatsa misham vayivne la bayit. So then Isaac took her hand within his hand, and he said, "I will see you in in more, or in three in 3 more years." I think is the best way. In 3 more years, or I will see you more in 3 years. And he went out from there, and he built her a house. A man of his word. And finishing up, Acharei shalosh shanim lekach Yitzchak et Rivka leishto v'Rivka lacha et Yitzchak leisha v'hem halachu לשבת בנתם asher bana Yitzchak והיו להם Chaim Tovim Ad Olam. So after 3 years, Isaac took Rebekah for his wife, and Rebekah took Isaac for her husband. And they went to live in their house which Isaac built, and they had a good life, and they had a good life forever. Adolam. And they lived happily ever after. So, as you're noticing, the sentences are getting a little more complex, and I don't think that will change a whole lot. So, keep working at it. Again, start. The only way I know of is to start by translating it straight across, and then thinking about how you could restate that without changing any of the words into something that sounds a little more English, a little more like the flow of the English language. All right, let's continue now. Ruth chapter 2, verses 13 through 16. Again, this is not word for word for those verses. It's a reframing of them, but that's what we're covering here. And this is pages 224, 225 in your book. Vatomer Ruth, Emtsa chen be'einecha Adoni v'chol amarta et ha'devarim ha'ele alev shifchatecha ve'anochi lo ehye ka'achat shifchotecha vayomer la Boaz le'et ha'lechem ve'achalt min halechem. All right, so a couple of new words, favor and maidservant, favor and maidservant. So let's go ahead and translate. And Ruth said, again, I may find, but more, may I find favor in your eyes, my Lord. And because you said these words, upon or on the heart or to the heart of your maidservant. And I will not be, or I am not, one of your maidservants. And Boaz said to her, at the time of the, literally bread, but the food, the mealtime, you may eat from the bread or from the food. All right, finishing up again, Ruth chapter 2, verses 13 through 16. Vateshev al yad ha-kotrim v'tochal v'totar v'tetze lechet vayomer Boaz el ne'arav lemor gam ben ha-kotrim telachet velo tachlimu ota v'gam tetenu la min ha-katzir. So several new words here. and she sat next to the harvesters. And she ate, and she had leftovers, and she had leftover some of the food implied. And she went forth to glean. And Boaz said to his young men, saying, and also between the harvesters, she may glean, and you will not embarrass her, and also you will give to her from the harvest. Short lesson, but a lot there. That is going to conclude chapter 20, Infinitives and Verb Review, as we took a look at Tall Tales in the book of Ruth. Next video, then, we'll take a look at chapter 21 and something called Hollow Verbs. So we'll see you then. Thanks for joining me here for the first Hebrew primer lessons on Yeshiva B'nai Noach. I'm Tom Averna. Shalom.